Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest myths, no, one of the biggest lies in the whole world of productivity and wealth. It's this idea that's been sold to you by countless online gurus promising you'll get rich if you just wake up earlier and grind harder. We're going to tear that whole idea apart. Society has really sold us on this idea that a high income and that hustle culture are the keys to building a fortune. But the brutal, honest truth is you've been sold a lie. The path they're selling you on isn't actually designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you in the rat race, working for them, forever. I mean, you see this everywhere, right? The productivity gurus on social media, those faceless AI finance channels, they all promise the same thing. A few simple life hacks, like a really punishing morning routine, are somehow going to make you a millionaire. But really, it's just a massive distraction from what actually builds wealth. And this quote just cuts right to the heart of it. It is a perfect textbook example of survivorship bias. We hear from the one person who supposedly made it big, waking up at dawn, but we never hear from the thousands of others who tried it and just ended up exhausted and completely burned out. So what if this advice isn't just wrong? What if it's actively hurting your chances of building real, lasting wealth? Well, this leads us directly into a trap that millions of really smart, high-achieving people fall right into. It's this sort of comfortable prison, and it's often called the golden handcuffs. Just imagine this for a second. You did everything you were supposed to do. You got the amazing grades, you went to that fancy university, and you landed the dream job with the six-figure salary. To everyone back home, you look like you've made it. But when you actually look at your bank account, you realize you are one single layoff away from losing everything. That is not wealth. That's just a high-stakes, tightrope walk. To really see this trap in action, let's look at the story of two friends, David and Marcus. David is the guy everyone is jealous of. He's a senior engineer pulling in $200,000 a year. But after taxes, his high rent, and all the expensive dinners he needs to de-stress, he's completely trapped. Marcus, on the other hand, started a, let's be honest, boring software company. For 3 straight years, he made $0. His friends seriously thought he was falling behind in life. So let's fast forward a decade. David is totally exhausted. His high salary got completely eaten up by lifestyle inflation. He's basically become a human vending machine. You insert 60 hours of his life and cash comes out. But Marcus, his patience, and this is the crucial part, his ownership, are about to pay off in a way that David's salary never, ever could. A larger tech firm decides to buy Marcus's company. And just like that, overnight, he gets a check for $10 million. All the sacrifice, all those years of looking like a loser to his friends, it was all validated in a single day. Now, the really critical point here is that this isn't about who worked harder. David probably worked just as many, if not more, hours than Marcus. This is about the fundamental mathematical difference between a salary, which is you trading your limited time for money, and equity, which is owning a piece of a wealth-generating asset. And that brings us to the secret that the top 1% have been using for centuries to build their fortunes. It is not about saving a bit of your paycheck. It's about owning the machine that prints the paychecks. This is the secret right here: sweat equity. It's when you trade your time and your effort not for a salary, but for ownership. You're not buying an asset with money you already have. You're literally building it from scratch with your own hard work. You're investing in yourself and in the system that you create. As the legendary entrepreneur Felix Dennis famously argued, equity is the single most valuable thing you can possibly own. See, a high salary is just an expense for the company, but your equity, that's a share of the empire itself. Every single percentage point you hold could be worth millions down the line. But let's be totally and brutally honest here. This path is no get-rich-quick scheme. The stories of 20-year-old tech billionaires are so popular precisely because they are the massive exception, not the rule. For almost everyone, this is a long, lonely, and really difficult journey. This timeline really shows the harsh reality of the grind. For years, you are going to feel like you are falling behind everyone you know. They're going to be buying houses, taking nice vacations, while you are reinvesting every single dollar you have back into your business. The hardest part isn't even the long hours. It's the psychological battle. It's watching your friends hit all those traditional life milestones while you have to delay gratification for a much bigger prize way down the road. You have to have the stomach to be seen as an underachiever for years, maybe even for a full decade. Okay, so if you're actually willing to take this much harder path, how do you even start?
Well, it's not about just sitting around waiting for some random stroke of genius to hit you. There's actually an actionable playbook for finding a business that can generate real wealth.
The real opportunity is found at the intersection of these three things. First is your unique skill stack. Don't try to be the absolute best at one thing. Combine two skills you're pretty great at, like maybe you're a good writer who also really understands data. Second, you need genuine passion because that's the fuel that's going to get you through those years of no pay. And third, and this is probably the most important, real market demand. You have to solve a problem that people are already trying to pay someone to fix. And here's the ultimate goal, and it sounds a little weird. Your goal is to make yourself redundant. You need to build systems, people, software, processes that allow the business to run and grow without you. See, a business that completely relies on you being there every day, that's just another high-stress job. But a business that can run on its own, now that is a true asset. So at the end of the day, you have a choice to make. You can keep trading your very limited time to build someone else's empire in exchange for a comfortable salary, or you can take the risk, you can endure the really tough early years, and build your own. That 5 a.m. club isn't going to make you rich, but owning the asset that you're building at 5 a.m., that just might. The choice really is yours.